All good. Are we live? Oh, yeah. Here we are. Got it. That's fine. Hello and welcome to a Sunday morning working. I'm not used to this. When you create the life you desire, you normally stay in bed on a Sunday morning and receive coffee from your other half. I'm Stacey Dudley, the founder of the Clarity Circle, a company that assist women in their personal and professional development. And we cover a wide spectrum of things within that to create the life that you actually want to show up to every single day. So first of all, thank you so much to the IPHM for inviting me. I've been extremely nervous. So if any of you are new to all this streaming and Zooming, I'm actually not. And I do this a lot, so I have no idea where this like crazy nervous energy is coming from, but it's here, it's within me. I am human as well. So what I wanted to go over first of all was a little bit of how you can actually find us. If you're in that moment where you're thinking, something needs to change, something's not quite right within my life, or I'm ready for the next step to up level. So my company provides so many tools and techniques, and I'm so lucky to have now sub-educators joining me, group experts joining me, which has just been fantastic because my mission is to create a tidal wave of clarity so that everybody can just show up as they are and who they are and what they want to do and what lights them up and makes them happy. So we have a free Facebook group, first of all, which is full of like-minded women looking at personal and professional development. So it just brings everybody together. There's lots of different things on there. If anyone's into moon alignment, tarot, crystals, really digging deep into getting clarity and visualization. We have retreats, which have just gone from strength to strength. We have a day retreat in February that allows you to visualize your current life right now and map out the steps to creating the life that you actually want. So when people do vision boards, they create this bigger vision and it's like, oh, I want this car, I want this house, it's fabulous. But actually it can become very overwhelming very, very quickly because you see those things and something might not be going right that day. And you think that is so far away that it actually moves you further away from your actual vision. So what we do in the workshop is we actually look at creating steps to move you forward, the people that you may need to come across and meet, the qualifications that you may need to embark on, the crowds you may need to become within. They say your vibe attracts your tribe, and it is so, so true because energy is everything. If you are surrounded by people that lift you up, that are positive, that allow you to be you, then anything is achievable in my eyes. That's why it is also so important to shed any of the people that you no longer need in life and let go of the negativity and allow them to be them. So the biggest retreat that we're running so far this year is in March. It's a 3-day retreat for women to come in and really slow down. The last one that I run was a complete success because there's not many things out there that you can go to that is affordable as well. When you type in retreat into Google and you see some of the prices, thousands of pounds, is like, wow, I'd love to be able to go away as a woman by myself and connect with other like-minded women or just take some time for myself. But it's always been unachievable because of the price has been so large. So I've put a huge package together that has guest experts there, running sessions. There's opportunities for people to slow down and connect with themselves. And it's going to be amazing. So that's in March in Northumberland at the most amazing castle grounds, which is just the grounds alone. You could walk around and smell the flowers. It'll be fabulous. So the main program that I want to talk about today is I don't know why I got muted there. Maybe I need to change my angle.
No, sorry, I was trying to mute someone else and it muted you by accident. Sorry.
Don't worry, that's fine. So as a coach, a trainer, a mentor, a business strategist, I have grown so much in the last 5 years as a person due to going through a lot of what I'm going to share with you all now. That's because I put in the hard work. I decided that things had to change because I wanted to up level within my life, be comfortable and be happy. And from that, being a coach, a mentor, a strategist has taught me so much that I've gone on then to create my own certification program, which is accredited by the IPHM, which is just incredible because I love everything that you stand for as a holistic practice. And now bringing in the coaching certification program. And also now we're going to be starting running Reiki programs with a sub-educator that I'm bringing in. And, you know, I'm a quantum holographic echo healer. You know, I'm a neurolinguistic programmer. You know, I do lots of different modalities that come across the holistic brand. And it's just so important to continue that forward now. So that's been incredible. But to be able to really tune into what's going on within your life, you need to look at the 4 pillars. And this is something that was introduced to me about 4 years ago. And I was like, oh, what do you mean like 4 pillars? Like, is it some ancient thing with like nice pillars and like these statues on? And I was like, I don't really understand. And this wonderful lady explained to me about your physical, your emotional, your spiritual, and your mental well-being as a whole, and bringing those all in together to allow you to move forward in alignment. So your physical well-being, if anyone's got any questions, you know, please feel free to ask any. Even if you're watching this live on Facebook, please do put it in the comments below. I'll go after this session and answer any that are on there. Please do feel free to inbox Siobhan or myself as well. But your physical well-being is all around your body and your health and your environment. And this is something that I bang on about, and my ladies will say this all the time. Your environment is very important to how you lift yourself up on a morning, on an afternoon, and on an evening, because if we're in an environment where people are very negative, we call them energy suckers. If we're in an environment like that, then people can bring us down and their energy attaches to us, and it's very hard to pull yourself up from that. So it's important to evaluate your environment. Keep a clear space where you can think clearly. From that, then we go on to your emotional well-being. So this is your emotions and feelings. So people are like, well, I'm not really an emotional person. Everyone's an emotional person. Everybody has emotions within their life, but people don't allow them to be seen. And you know what? The world's changing, and that is becoming more and more apparent, that if you try and hold on to your emotional feelings, it will come out in other outlets that will not serve you well. And that is just so important now, that you are allowed to express yourself. So if you feel sad, then cry. If you feel angry, then hit a punch bag, kick the fence, like let it out. Whack your pillow if you need to, scream into the pillow if you need to shout. You know, if you need to feel safe and secure, you know, that emotion of feeling safe and secure, whatever works for you, wrap yourself in a blanket, take yourself away. You know, allow your emotions to flow, because if you don't, it becomes a pressure cooker. And, you know, like a lot of the mums that I know, me being one of them, you're on the school run, driving away, the kids are chattering and the things are bubbling up, and you hit the curb. And you're like that, oh my God, I'm in the curb. And then you're crying, and then it's like, oh my God, I only hit the curb. Like, what? It isn't that. It's not the curb. It's the fact that you've been suppressing all these emotions and been building them up and not releasing them. So for your emotional well-being, I would always say go to a journal. Now, journaling and having a diary has a big stigma to it, but journal therapy is actually so cathartic, it is untrue. Like, it has changed so many people's lives. On that piece of paper, there is no judgment.
11 point.
Oh, there is no judgment whatsoever. You know, nobody's going to judge whatever you put on that piece of paper. If you need to release an emotion, then let it out on that piece of paper. Rip it up, burn it, release it. Leave it there if you want to. Don't even read it back. Because sometimes we want to say things that will not serve us, because it could actually cause us more conflict, but it doesn't stop us from feeling those emotions. So by releasing them onto a piece of paper, it will allow you to become clearer. So journal therapy is amazing for your emotional well-being. I'm just going to have a drink. Our house has had COVID, unfortunately, so they've only just gone back to school. So we've had a house full of coughing and spluttering, bless them. So from your emotional well-being, we need to go on to your spiritual well-being. And there's a huge stigma behind spirituality. It's not a religion. You can have it for whatever you want it to be. You know, it is whatever you want it to be. So it's about becoming into alignment and connecting with your intuition. So have you ever been going somewhere and you get that gut feeling and you're like, oh, don't feel good, I don't really want to go, but you don't quite know why you don't want to go. Sometimes you force yourself and something generally happens and you're like, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have gone. There was something telling me. That's your intuition. That's connecting to your higher self and knowing that actually I should have listened to my body and connected with him. So your spiritual well-being with your connection, it also allows you to trust more of your beliefs and your values. So sometimes when something doesn't sit right with you, it generally goes back to trusting yourself. And we don't trust ourselves a lot of the time, because as we move on to our mental well-being, the last pillar, it's a lot of the thoughts that we tell ourselves, the stories, the ego that sits on your shoulder. I like to call her Susan, tell her to get off my shoulder. And she's like, you're not good enough to do that. Who do you think you are? And I'm like, I am good enough. Get away from me. Because we all have that internal dialogue, that ego that tries to keep us safe and secure, doesn't like you to push and evolve and move from where you are right now, because of things that may have happened to you in your past that are holding you back. That fear of failure. Fear of failure is one of the main topics that come up in the Clarity Circle. And I am just so encouraging of people to step forward and go on that bridge of failure. Because failure, in my eyes, is actually a lesson. Everything that we're doing, everything that is moving us forward, that maybe doesn't quite work out how we want it to work out, is a lesson to move us closer to our dreams and desires. Oh, I'm not doing bad for time. I thought I'd better check then. I thought, oh, have I been rambling for a long time? I haven't. Does anyone have any questions?
Was there anything that sort of triggered your journey on this path?
Massively. So I am a mum to 4 children, and my relationship, 2 relationships broke down, and I couldn't understand what was going on and why I was self-sabotaging, to be honest. And the patterns that I were creating in my life were actually a repeat of some of my mother's patterns. And I had to break the cycle, and I thought, what's going on? Why am I looking for validation a lot of the time? I think is what sent me on this journey. And becoming a single parent with 4 children, I've always had a drive. I've always had, empathy and compassion and wanted to help people. That's always what lit me up. And even when I was at my lowest, I could still do that. So I was trying to work out what happened with myself. So I started embarking on the journey of discovering more personal development, following a lot of manifestation, and the big famous word that everyone goes, oh, really? Yes, The Secret. Yes. I read the book and all of the other books and the magic and the videos and everything that goes with it. And it works. It does. I am a product of the products, and that's what I like to say. So my youngest one was a week old when I became a single parent, and then I had a 16-month-old. I think Todd was 6, nearly 7, and Zach was 12, nearly 13. He's 17 now, growing up so much. And I had to step back really and think about the journey that I was taking. Had many different companies. I was always entrepreneurial within the corporate world. And it all came back to me. And the fact that actually, instead of being a negative Nelly and finding criticism with things, I had to change my mindset. And from doing that, literally so many doors have closed. So many doors have closed, because it's not pleasant, because people often don't like it when you start to up level and when you start to heal inside the wounds that have hurt you from, not my parents' fault, but from my childhood, that feeling of abandonment, when you get sibling after sibling and you're like, oh, hi, I'm here. Am I okay? Sorry, I need a drink. So I embarked on this journey, and from that journey and getting my own coach, and then realizing actually I am a light worker. I'm very intuitive. I've always been interested in spirituality in regards to tarot, angels and guidance, but very professional and very corporate and to the point. And I think that part of the journey just literally catapulted me. And being a single parent of 4 children is pretty hard. And then building up to having 3 businesses. And beginning of last year, a year ago, I closed my other 2 companies and purely focused on the Clarity Circle. And it has just gone from strength to strength. And, I've got connections in Australia. I've had 2 magazine articles, on a radio show. I've been in a magazine in the UK. It's just been incredible just to share my journey, but also to provide other people with the tools and techniques to up-level their life. I will never not answer an inbox. It doesn't matter how busy I am, what time of night it is. And I know a lot of my ladies will vouch for that, because you don't have to be alone. There's so many people that are available to help you on a journey of, well, they say mental health, but it's personal. It's your journey. It's not anybody else's journey. It's your personal journey of what you're going through, working out what you need to overcome and the beliefs that are there. So does that kind of answer your question a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. If you've got time to, I've got another one if you want.
Yeah.
Since you started like the Clarity Circle, what's been like your favorite part of the journey, or your favorite thing to do like within it?
I think for me, the first part was I used to run, so people think that business comes easy, and it doesn't. So it's hard work, right? But for so much reward, because once you set the platform of your business, you can then excel. So I spent 9 months delivering 90 minutes to 2-hour masterclasses free of charge, week after week on Zoom. And I loved the connection. But then when I ran the first retreat last November at the Forest of Bowland, I was there. Sadly, my grandma had passed away a couple of weeks before. So it was like a really strange time for me. And when I got there, and then the ladies had just finished a session, we'd done a meditation and some healing. And they were all talking, and they didn't know each other. And then they came together, and I just stood back and just thought, wow, that is incredible. The physical interaction and the difference between arriving on the Friday to leaving on the Monday was just incredible. Like I was just so lit up that I like to live in cloud nine anyway, in my own little world. It's nice up there. But I just felt just so proud the fact that I've been able to share what I've learned and make a difference to other people, because that's why I started the Clarity Circle, because creating a tidal wave of clarity so everyone can be on their journey and be okay and stay in their own lane. When other people have issues with that, and this, the girls are going to laugh at me for saying this on here, but I say that's a you problem. That's a you problem. I don't have problems with the things that I'm doing. You know, when you get resistance in life, I say that's a you problem. And a lot of people start to notice that when that negativity comes in or people have outbursts, it's because they generally need a bit of healing and care. And it's a you problem. So I think that has to be one of the biggest things for me, because this journey is my journey, but the Clarity Circle is a company that is creating a journey for many people. It's not about me. It's about bringing in experts, which is what we're doing now. We've got 2 group experts, a mindfulness expert. We've even got a copywriting expert, Fiona, which is fabulous. So she's helping women with their businesses, sub-educators coming in, masterclasses that cover so many different things on a wide spectrum of healing as well. Acupuncture, we've had all sorts of different things, but it's about the business going forward, you know, and I'm wanting to bring in more people that are authentic, that are unique, that want to be able to share their journey and move forward with pure alignment and know it's okay to be you. You know, I met a gentleman, I went to a hotel and he just talks about wine. That's it. So he came over and he talked about wine, and I was like, and he was talking away about wine, and I was like, oh, you know your stuff about wine, like, you know, this is amazing. He was like, yeah, he said, I buy and sell wine as well now. I've found like this thing that I love to do, and you know, it's all I've ever wanted to do. And I said, you stand for everything I stand for, because you have found a passion. One, you've changed it into a profit because it's paying your bills, and you're happy. Like, I was like, wow, like this is amazing. And my partner was like, are you okay? Like, why are you so excited about him with the wine? And I'm like, no, I'm excited because he's found something he's so passionate about. And from that, he's just excelled within himself and found pure happiness. So if you're unhappy or you've got things going on, reach out and find some clarity. We have so many free journal prompts that are available, tasks and exercises to unpick you, to make you think a little bit differently. Some are uncomfortable, but they get you the results that you need to be able to move forward with your life. So I had wrote a couple of other things about clarity. So about the energy centers within your body, about the chakras. I know a lot of people are new to the energy centers and the chakras within our body, but we are all energy and we have different parts of our body, just like bones, just like muscles. And they represent so much more than we could even imagine. The physical symptoms that we have within our bodies are telling us something. So if you've got a problem going on, an issue, you're feeling resistance somewhere within your life, if you don't start listening to yourself and your body, it will display as a physical symptom. Okay, so for example, if I was not saying something I should be saying and I was just allowing my power to be taken away and I was being quiet, I was putting my head down, instead of speaking my truth with love and compassion, I'd get a sore throat. And if you go back over in the group and go about 6 months ago, I had a very sore throat. And I kept saying, I know I need to speak my truth with love and compassion. But then what happened is I then couldn't speak for a bit, which was horrendous because I like to talk about a lot. From that, then what happened was I woke up one day and I got conjunctivitis. And I was like, oh my God, I know I need to see this and look it in the eye. Like, you know, if you do not deal with the things that's going on inside, it will display as physical symptoms within your body. So gaining clarity on your life is becoming mindful, slowing down, tuning into who you are, where you're feeling it, what's going on. If you've got shoulder ache, are you carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? Does your stomach hurt? Is there something going on with your emotional confidence, your self-worth? You know, there's lots of different things to look at on there. Then the stories that we tell ourselves, the ego. You know, we need to think, is it true? Or do we need to knock her off our shoulder? Because bringing in affirmations, you know, I am confident in everything that I do. I am happy to receive abundance. You know, by you physically knowing who you are will stop you from swaying out of your own lane, which is what we do a lot when we people please. We just seem to veer because we think it's the right thing for maybe other people, but what we end up doing is creating issues for ourselves. So the beliefs that we tell ourselves, so for example, you know, you must do this, you must do that. Actually, do you believe that or don't you believe that? You need to find out where they're coming from. Are they your parents' beliefs? A lot of how we run our life, our blueprint is from the age of 0 to 7. So whatever went on from the age of 0 to 7, like is like put in there. And then any events that happen after that part of our life is like a layered cake. We're just adding to it. And then we start to run on that. But it's okay to actually form new beliefs and come back to where you need to be as a person. But for all that, you need to have a vision. And the clarity circle is all about creating a life that you desire. So what is your bigger vision? So it's okay saying the house, the car, the villa, the holidays, the bags, pointing to my new bag, the bags, the shoes. But actually, what it is it's your reason why. So my reason why is my children, my 4 boys. So I do everything that I do because I want to create a life full of memories. I want to give them limitless opportunities to tell them that they can do anything and be anything and have anything they want within their life. And that's the vision that I have. So it's always knowing that reason why and then getting into action. We've got to get into action and put those steps in place. So thank you so much for having me. If anyone has any more questions, please do reach out. If you're in not a great space right now and you're struggling, then please reach out also. We have meditations, journal prompts, lots of free sessions that are available for you to bring into alignment. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. You've made me feel really like positive and uplifted.
Yeah, good. That's what I wanted to, well, that's who I am. I'm like that.
And what an amazing story. Thank you so much for sharing your journey as well. And yeah, I'm sure everybody will be checking you out because your energy is just infectious.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much.